conversation with yourself. You need to talk to yourself and say, self, the Lord been good to me. You need to have a conversation and tell self you could do a little bit better.
Yeah.
You need to have a conversation with self and tell self you know you could serve the community a little bit better. You need to tell self, you need to get up here and help somebody along this Christian way. I got a witness here. I'm going to leave you alone when I tell you this. If you haven't had a conversation with self, I stopped by to let you know you can have a conversation with Jesus. You can tell Jesus all about it, and Jesus will turn your conversation around. He can fix it up. Do you know he can? He can work it out. Do you know he can? Do you know he came to die to give you another chance? I don't know about you, but I'm so glad I had a conversation. I had a conversation with Jesus. I told Jesus I needed him. I needed him. I was a low down, lower than a footprint. I've been wrong in my life, and I'm so glad Jesus. I know about myself. I know I'm the only one that been wrong. I know I'm the only one that had lied. I know I'm the only one that been wrong. But I'm so glad Jesus lifted me. I'm so glad Jesus, he lifted me. It was love that lifted me when nothing to help. It was love lifted me. Is anybody here know about Jesus lifting you up? Have you ever been down? Won't he lift you up? Have you ever been broken? Won't he put you back together? Have you ever been hurt? Won't he heal you? Do you know him? Do you know him? Do you know Jesus? Able vindicator. Do you know Jesus? Noah's ark. Do you know Jesus? Jeremiah's fleet. Do you know Jesus? Let me ask you a question. Do you know him? Mary's baby. Do you know him? Mary's baby. Jesus only, God's only son. Do you know him? If you know, stand on your feet. If you know Jesus, if you know him, if you ever had a conversation with Jesus, say yes. Yes. Say yes. Say yes. Say yes. Have you had a conversation with Jesus? When you have a conversation with Jesus, you can love your enemies. When you have a conversation with Jesus, you make Give God a hand clap. God bless you. God bless you. God bless you. Hold to his hand. God, you better hold. You know God. You better be. You better hold. Come on, put your hands together. Oh, you better hold. Can I get a witness, God? You better hold. Ooh. You better be. Thank me. You better hold. Time is real. Time. Come on, clap your hands. Not on earth. You better live. Oh, you better hold. Come on, lift your voice. You better hold. Can I get a witness? You better hold. You know God. You better live. Don't let the church is over. You better hold. When your journey is complete. Oh, when your journey to God you have been true. Talking about Linden Saturday Christian experience. Yes! This is God's church by ownership. Ours by stewardship. Yours by membership. Oh, I'm holding on. Holding on. Holding on. Is there one? Holding on. Can I get a witness over here? Is anybody holding on? Can I get a witness over there? Anybody gonna hold on? Are you holding on? Are you holding on? Can I get a witness over here? Can I get a witness over there? Are you holding on? I'm holding on. You better hold to his hand. God, is there one? You better. You better. Oh, you better hold. God bless you. God bless you. Thank you, Zion. Bless you.